This is the code in action video for chapter 5. In the first code example of chapter 5, we created a small demo application where we provided two context providers and one context consumer, which is the header component. The header component uses the context hook to get the theme context value, and the context provider here provides the color coral, and we also have a second header which is nested in a different provider which provides the color deep sky blue. So what we expect is that this context provider here provides the color for the first header, which is coral, which is something like orange, and the second context provider provides the color deep sky blue, which is a light blue. So it will override the value from this context provider here, so the second header will not be coral, but it will be in deep sky blue. And this example will show that we can override values by nesting context providers. So let's take a look at what that looks like in practice. Let's start the code example. It will open the browser automatically, and now it's loaded, and we can see that the first header is in coral and the second header is in deep sky blue because the second context provider overrides the value from the first one. In the second code example, we implemented the theme context that we did in the small demo here in our blog application. We also used a state hook to provide the value for the context provider so that we can change the theme. So as you can see, we have added a header here, a primary and a secondary color. The primary color is used for the main header, secondary color is used for the post headers down here. And we can change the theme by clicking on the different themes. So for example, we can click this and it will change the color of the primary and the secondary color. In the third code example of chapter 5, we created a state provider, a state context, and stored our state and dispatch function in there. So as you can see, the application still works the same way as always. However, now we're not manually passing down the state function and the dispatch function. As you can see here, there's no more passing down state and dispatch. However, we are now using a state context provider here, and then in our components we use a context hook to get the value from the state context and then pull out the user from the state or whatever we need. We can also take a look at the create post function. So here we also use the state context to get the state and dispatch function, and then we can use the dispatch function as well.